The power of never giving up. In a quiet town nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling river, there lived a young woman named Freya. She was 25 years old, with bright eyes that once sparkled with dreams, but now often looked tired from long nights of worry. Freya grew up in a small house with her parents and 2 younger brothers. Her father worked as a farmer, rising before the sun to tend the fields, while her mother sewed clothes for neighbors to make extra money. Life was simple, but Freya dreamed bigger. From a young age, she loved drawing. Her sketches filled notebooks, pictures of birds in flight, children playing in the rain, and faraway cities she had only seen in books. One day she would whisper to herself, "I'll be an artist, sharing my stories with the world." But dreams don't always come easy. When Freya finished school, her family faced hard times. The farm suffered from a bad harvest, and money was tight. Her parents encouraged her to find a steady job at the local factory, making boxes for shipments. "Art is a hobby, dear," her mother said, gently patting her hand. "We need to eat," Freya nodded. Hiding the ache in her chest, she took the job folding cardboard day after day, her hands growing rough and her spirit dimming. At night she'd steal moments to draw, but exhaustion often won. Doubts crept in like shadows. Who am I to think I can be an artist? Others are better, I'll fail. One rainy afternoon, as Freya walked home from work, she passed an old bookstore. In the window, a poster caught her eye. A colorful announcement for an art contest in the big city. 2 hours away, the prize was a scholarship to an art school, and a chance to exhibit work in a gallery. Her heart raced. This could be her chance. But fear whispered, "You're not ready. What if you lose?" She stood there, rain soaking her clothes, feeling a mix of hope and sadness. Finally she went inside, bought a cheap sketchbook, and decided to try just one entry. She told herself, "What do I have to lose?" That evening, under the dim light of her bedroom lamp, Freya began her drawing. She chose to illustrate a story from her childhood. A little girl planting a seed in dry soil, watching it grow into a strong tree despite storms. It symbolized hope, something she needed. Her pencil moved slowly at first, then faster, as ideas flowed. She showed the girl's small hands digging the earth, her face scrunched in determination, raindrops falling like tears but not stopping her. Freya poured her heart into it, staying up late, her eyes burning but her spirit alive. The deadline was in 2 months. Freya balanced her factory job with drawing sessions. Some days she came home so tired that her hands shook, and the lines on the paper blurred. Her brothers teased her gently. "Freya's dreaming again," but her mother noticed the spark in her eyes, and left quiet cups of tea by her side. One night, after a long shift, Freya stared at her half-finished work. "It wasn't perfect, this is silly," she muttered, crumpling a page. Tears welled up. She thought of giving up, of putting the sketchbook away forever. But then she remembered her father's words from the farm. "Crops don't grow if you stop watering them." She smoothed the paper, took a deep breath, and kept going. As weeks passed, challenges piled up. The factory demanded more hours, leaving Freya with little time. Her back ached from bending over boxes, and her fingers cramped from gripping pencils. Friends invited her out, but she said no, choosing her art instead. Loneliness settled in like a heavy blanket. One evening she shared her doubts with her best friend, Lena, over tea. "What if I fail? Everyone will see I'm not good enough." Lena hugged her. "Freya, failing isn't the end, it's part of trying. Remember when we learned to ride bikes? We fell, but we got up." Freya nodded, wiping her eyes. That small encouragement felt like a warm light in the dark. With 1 week left, disaster struck. A storm hit the town, flooding the streets and damaging Freya's home. Water seeped into her room, ruining parts of her drawing. She stared at the smudged ink, her heart sinking. "Why now?" she whispered, sitting on the wet floor, hugging her knees. Sadness washed over her like the rain outside. Her family rallied to clean up, but Freya felt defeated. Maybe it's a sign to stop. She thought that night she couldn't sleep. Memories flashed. Her father's calloused hands, planting seeds year after year. Even after failures, her mother's quiet stitches, mending torn clothes. They never gave up. Slowly, Freya stood, lit a candle, and started redrawing the damaged parts. Her hands trembled, but she pushed on, adding new details, the girl's eyes now shining with quiet strength, mirroring her own the day before the deadline. Freya finished the drawing. Wasn't flawless, but it told a story of perseverance. She packaged it carefully and took a bus to the city, her stomach twisting with nerves. The art center buzzed with people, talented artists with fancy portfolios. Freya felt small, her simple entry in a plain envelope. As she handed it, the receptionist smiled. "Good luck, it takes courage to enter." Freya boarded the bus home, a mix of relief and worry in her chest. Weeks turned into months. Freya returned to her routine, but something had changed. She drew more often, even small sketches during breaks at work. The act of trying had built a quiet confidence. One crisp morning, a letter arrived. Her hands shook as she opened it. "Congratulations, Freya. Your entry has been selected as a finalist." Joy exploded inside her. She hugged her mother, tears streaming down both their faces. "I didn't win yet," Freya said, laughing through sobs, "but I made it this far." The exhibition was in a grand hall with white walls and soft lights. Freya's drawing hung among others, her name printed below. People wandered by, pausing to look. An older woman stopped, her eyes misty. "This reminds me of my own struggle," she said to Freya. "The girl never gives up." "It's inspiring," Freya beamed, her heart full that night. The winners were announced. Freya didn't take first place. A skilled painter did, but she won third, with a small cash prize and encouragement from judges. "Your work shows real emotion," one said. "Keep going." Back home, Freya used the prize to buy better supplies. She quit the factory job, gradually taking part-time work while attending evening art classes. Challenges didn't vanish. Rejections came from galleries, and some days doubt returned. But each time she remembered the flooded room, the trembling hands, the decision to continue. She started teaching drawing to kids in the town, watching their faces light up as they created. One boy, shy like she once was, said, "Miss Freya, what if I mess up?" She knelt beside him. "Messing up is okay, it's how we learn. The power is in never giving up." Years passed. Freya became a known artist in her region. Her illustrations in books and magazines. She married a kind man who supported her dreams, and they had a daughter who loved to draw beside her. Looking back, Freya often sat by the river, sketching the water's flow. She thought of that rainy day at the bookstore, the storm that nearly broke her, and the small steps that led to triumph. Sadness from past struggles lingered sometimes, but it was softened by gratitude for her family's love, for friends' words, for her own resilience. Dear friend, as I share Freya's story, I see pieces of us all in it. We all face moments when giving up seems easier, when dreams feel too heavy, failures too painful, but remember, like Freya planting her seed in the storm, the power of never giving up lies in those quiet choices. Each step forward, no matter how small, builds strength. It turns fear into fuel, doubt into determination. You might stumble, cry, or question everything, but on the other side waits growth, joy, and a version of yourself you never knew existed. What dream are you holding on to right now? Is it a job, a relationship, a skill you've always wanted? Feel the weight of it, acknowledge the fear. Then take one step, thank the challenges, for they are your teachers. In the end, it's not about never falling. It's about rising every time. And when you do, you'll inspire others just as Freya did. Keep going, my friend. Your story is still being written, and it's beautiful.